Welcome back, everybody. Harry P. with the Driftless Homestead. Hey, we're out at the off-grid property today, and you need to stay tuned because I'm going to tell you about something that could save your life. Hey, everybody, Harry P. What I wanted to talk to you about today was about firewood. You know we like to talk about firewood, but I want to talk to you about something special about firewood. I want to talk to you about heating your house with firewood. And the reason why you need to make a decision and get yourself some way to heat with firewood. And I'll explain. If you guys remember back to what happened in Texas, you know, their power system went down. Everybody lost the heat in their house. There were people that froze. There were people that couldn't eat because they didn't have enough food in their house. There were people that asphyxiated themselves because they tried to sit in their garage with their car running and stuff like that. And it was a shame. And I feel sorry for those people. And it didn't need to happen. And it was because, you know, nobody had any alternative sources of heat. And when you look at firewood, you don't have to burn firewood, but if you go out and buy yourself a wood stove, you can burn firewood. If you buy an indoor wood stove, you can cook on it as well, you know, so it's kind of a big deal. And what's so special now is, you know, there's been alternative heat source tax credits in the past, but they have one right now from 2021. I think I got a tick on me. No. From 2021 till 2023, that gives you a 26% rebate on your taxes. Now, in the past, when they've had these, they've only covered the fireplace or the insert or the stove or the heating source. They didn't cover anything else. This time, it covers everything. It covers all the pipe, all the installation, the labor, covers the whole 9 yards, 26%. So if you go get yourself an outdoor wood burner, which they're great, they do a lot more than just heat your house. They can heat your hot water, and they can heat your garage or outbuilding or whatnot, but you can't cook on them. If you get yourself, you know, an add-on furnace down in the basement, it's great to keep your house warm. Still can't cook on it. And if your electricity goes out, how's the furnace going to run to put the hot air back up into your house? So what I would suggest is to go get yourself a freestanding wood stove to put in your house, because you can cook on it. Personally, I like to use cast iron pots and put the food on there and then go hunting all day and then come back and have a nice warm house and have that pot roast just to hit you when you walk in the door. So I'll put information on, I'll show you the tax credit. It's going to be posted right now. Take a look at it on there. Do some research. Talk to your tax professional. Let's take this seriously. You know, another thing to look at too was, remember when the hackers shut down a pipeline on the east coast of the United States? Now, by and large, the east coast of the United States heats with fuel oil. Well, when they shut that down, luckily the weather was warm. What's to stop a hacker from shutting our electricity off in January? In up north Wisconsin, Minnesota, North Dakota, Michigan, you know, wherever, you know, it gets cold out, and then people don't have a way to keep warm or don't have a way to cook their food. We're talking about a pretty big disaster that can happen from that. So I would urge you to think about this, taking care of yourself. And the first step in self-sustainability is to get yourself this wood stove. You know, if you never burn a fire in it, it could be a nice conversation piece. Maybe it's Friday night date night with your wife, and you sit in front of the fire with a nice glass of wine and have a good conversation. Whatever works for you. But if something happens, if shit hits the fan, or just look at the prices, I guess the price of propane is already up 42% this year. You know, So it's going to get real expensive unless you have a way to hold the prices down. I personally heat my house 100% with free firewood, meaning I go cut it, but the wood is free. Even if you bought this wood stove and you don't have a chainsaw, you don't have a wood splitter, you could buy a face cord and burn occasionally just because it's a nice ambiance. But if something were to go down, you could call up your local firewood supplier and say, hey, I want 2 cords of firewood delivered here tomorrow. You know, you have that option of doing that and taking care of yourself. Don't count on somebody else. You know how many people in this country have called the police and the police aren't there to help them? Help yourself. I'm not talking about calling the police, I'm talking about putting in a wood stove. So I would do it. I did it. It works well, heats my house, and who knows, maybe you'll take it to the next step, you enjoy it yourself, and you'll take it to the next step and you'll start cutting firewood yourself. I guarantee you, once you start cutting firewood yourself for your own purposes and to heat your house, that you say, well, why don't I sell a face cord or 2, or why don't I sell firewood bundles? Because it is that easy, and most people I know that do make firewood for themselves turn around and turn it into a little bit of a profitable situation, even if it's just some front pocket money so they can go buy themselves their coffee or their Miller Lights, right? You know, so I would consider it 26% tax break. It's huge, huge. So I'll leave the information down below the video. Check it out, and thanks for showing up today. We really appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up and share it with some of your friends. Talk to them about the tax credit. Talk to them about what do they think about heating with firewood. It's a green fuel as well.